Howdy, Chess College Humanities 2, as we make our way through the arts from the Renaissance to current times. Time is fleeting, meaning we're already into our fourth week. We got lots to cover still. In the textbook, you remember the textbook? Why don't you guys read around chapter pages 170 on to the end of the chapter and look at the revolutions that are happening in the world, not just American Revolution, but the French Revolution. And this brought about not only change with the social stratosphere, but with art. With revolution comes great art. In times of danger, art thrives. You should know a little bit of background about those revolutions. It's going to help the art in perspective. These are trying times, they're changing times, and art is changing right there along with it. So look at those chapters and then read chapter 26 in the book. It starts at 176, where we come into the early 1800s and classical music, which is what I'm going to cover this week mostly, and what your next essay is going to be about music, not classical, but just music. And but we're going to hit Beethoven and Mozart and all those good guys that you probably avoid, but you shouldn't because they were the rock stars of their day. They were the Snoop Dogg and whoever's Nirvana of their time. They were before all that we have in contemporary music. So that's how big that was and what they did to change the landscape of humanity in for the best. And we're still playing their music and listening to it every day, 500 years after it was composed. And that says a lot about the staying power of music. So read those chapters, look at that book. It's going to help you put this in perspective. Stuff I can't cover because it's too much to cover. Along with the art, the culture, look at the culture, what's happening. That reflects the art. Just like right now, what is reflecting movies right now? Why do we think we have so many superhero movies, DC, Marvel? That's the culture reflecting back on itself. It's a comic book culture. And so Hollywood is grinding those things out. Maybe you love it. Maybe that's your deal, but maybe you're getting tired of it and want something more with substance. Possibly. If not, good luck. Um, but that's what's going on in the culture. In time of distress in a culture, we look to heroes. And if we don't have any heroes, we'll put them on the movie screen. That's why everybody in the movies is a hero fighting the bad guy. We don't know who the bad guy is anymore. There's too many bad guys, and there's no one hero is going to save the day. Not a president or a king or a general. They're not going to do it. It's impossible. It takes a whole culture to protect itself from the evils of the world, and it's not easy, folks. Especially when billions are being made, and that's what we're dealing with. So all you have to do is look at the politics of the day right now. Former presidents are charged with high crimes and misdemeanors. Current presidents are stumbling through their old age in front of us. And what are we looking for? We're looking for a hero to save the day. We're looking for Spider-Man to come along and tell us that's all going to be okay. We need Batman in the White House. But I'm sorry to say, folks, Batman is a comic book. So, on that happy note, look at the textbook. Start a discussion. I'll put it up there this week about music. What's your relationship with music? Do you have one? Does music mean anything to you? Does it mean a lot? It means a lot. Music means everything to me. Especially, I studied film with the intentions of being a filmmaker. I made some films in my time. Filmmaking in Hollywood, especially, has kind of left me behind because I don't care about the new Spider-Man movie. I don't care. I'll watch it because I want to keep up with the new generation, but I don't want to sound too critical. But there's not a lot there to not a lot of meat there. So then they remake things like Indiana Jones Part 29. Harrison Ford is 80 years old and he's still walking around with that bullwhip. Really? Okay, Harrison, it's time to put the whip away, take the hat off. Uh, but I'm rather cynical and jaded, and I don't believe any hero is going to come and save the day. That's up to us as individuals. So anyway, here we are. Uh, that's what we're going to do this week is music. So look at those chapters. Look at Mozart was composing music when he was 4 or 5 years old. Where does that come from? Read the chapters, look at Mozart. I'll post some documentaries to look at. Music, what does it mean? Why does it resonate with us? Why do we have a feeling when we hear certain chord structures, whether it's grunge or heavy metal or hip hop? Why do does it? It's visceral. It comes on us. The melody, the lyrics, all of it. Uh, we're uh, where humanity is full of people with ears, and we're searching for a sound that makes us feel human, makes us feel like we're not alone. Do you think you're alone? Listen to music, and will connect you to others. Also, look at the philosophy that was going on in the world. We had philosophers of major kind. You don't need to know all that stuff, but it helps. We had philosophy from people like Kant and others who were now philosophy is ancient, started with the Greeks. What is it? It's essentially trying to figure it's analyzing who we are. It's analyzing why we are, what we do, why we do it. And we're trying to get to the base of it. And that's where philosophy comes in. Um, start the discussion. I'll put that on there later. Did you see my sample of a journal reflection? Keep up with your reflection journal. You're going to need it to hand in at the end of the 7 weeks, which is coming up soon. We're going to probably finish out the semester, the brief summer school session with literature. Do you read novels? Do you know what a novel is? Do you read nonfiction? Do you know the difference between fiction and nonfiction? Um, we're going to finish with film. That'll be our last time. Film and how cinema has been our collective art form for the last 120 years. And one other one. I haven't decided what we're going to do yet, but we're definitely going to do music this week. And next week, we'll see what happens. On that note, watch this lecture, look at the documentaries I want you to look at on music, and enjoy this melody filmed week because it's as good as humanity gets. See you down the road.